What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today's main deck Monday, and today's deck we're going to cover is KlinKlang. Now, KlinKlang has the ability Plasma Steel, which says prevent all damage done to your Steel Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX. So once you get KlinKlang out, there's no real way that your opponent can hurt your EX or any of your Metal Pokemon besides using kind of basic Pokemon, or so maybe like or non-EX Pokemon, so like Donphan, maybe Flareon, Leafeon, Pumpkaboo, Joltik, Suicune, Sigilyph, maybe a Reshiram. I'm trying to think of all like the relevant cards in the game. Baby Eviltal, Baby Landorus, Hawlucha. But I mean, most decks nowadays you have what Toad, you have Netric, you have Rayquaza, you have Cobalion, you have Aegislash. I mean, there's a lot of EX Pokemon in the game nowadays that are attacking, so KlinKlang kind of helps this, and if they don't have Garbodor or a non-EX Pokemon, you can kind of just win this way. If they play an all-EX deck, you kind of just win unless they have Garbodor in the deck here. Now, most decks that have, most decks also have special energy. So Aegislash has the ability Mighty Shield, which says prevent all damage done to his Pokemon by attacks from each of your opponent's Pokemon that has special energy attached to it. So there's DCE, there's Strong Energy, there's Mystery Energy, there's Rainbows. I think that's all the relevant ones. There's Herbal, and then there's, I think that's it. There might be something else I'm missing, but if there is, it's not that good in regular format. Expanded, there's like Prisms and other stuff, but we're not worried about this. But Aegislash is going to be your main attacker here. It's going to do 40 and 20 more damage for each metal energy attached to its Pokemon. So 4 with 6 with 3, you're doing 4, 6, 8, 10. You're doing 100 damage that way, which seems pretty cool. You two-shot most EX, and then you can maybe two-shot if you add another energy, 120, 240. You can knock out most EXs that way, which is pretty cool. And it gets like a mono, an all Groudon deck. You could just beat it also with just a KlinKlang, which is pretty cool also. And now you do play 2 Shaman just for the setup here. When you play this Pokemon from your bench, you may draw cards. You have 6 cards in your hand, so that way you can try to draw through your deck quicker to evolve to KlinKlang, because you do need a rare candy into KlinKlang, or you can manually evolve. But most of the time, you want to try to get that rare candy, but you do play a thick 3-2-2 line. 3-3 Bronzong. Now, Bronzong has the Metal Link, so that way you can power up your Aegislash. You can maybe Ultra Ball, discard some Metal Energies, and then Metal Links back up to Aegislash. Now, the deck that this deck did make top 8 at U.S. Nationals by Dylan Bryan. I changed a couple cards up, and it did lose to Sideswift Garbodor, so we're playing Cobalion here. It has Righteous Edge. Discard a special energy attached to the defending Pokemon. And you might be saying, alright, Squeaky, why worry about special energy if you have Aegislash? Well, if your opponent plays Garbodor, they make it where they actually hurt Aegislash. But if you play Cobalion, you can Righteous Edge and discard the energy, and that way they can't maybe Quake Punch you, and then you have a time to Reverse Eagle for Zerosic. There's a lot of things that Cobalion could do here. And then you can Steel Bullet for 100 damage for maybe a Suicune or Sigilyph if you need to. Now, you do play 2 Heatran. Now, this takes care of your Hawlucha problem, your Eviltal, your Baby Landorus, all that stuff by the Heatran. It has Steam Blast, 130 discard energy attached to this Pokemon. That knocks out all those Pokemon that you're worried about. So now you can knock out all those, I guess, those pesky 90X Pokemon in one hit with Heatran, which is pretty cool there. And you can still drop with just 40 and then 40 more damage if there's a Stadium card in play, so 80 total, which could knock out Hawlucha. 1 drop, you just search for a supporter card. 3-2-2 KlinKlang, that's the main line here. 1 Keldeo for the Russian, so you can rush and retreat. Now, the only thing about this deck is, once you have Keldeo and Shaman down, they could Lysander and hurt him or knock him out because they aren't Steel Pokemon, but we have ways to try to fix that. 1 computer search different cards, 2 rare candies, that way you can skip Klink into KlinKlang, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VS Secret to use all these supporters here. 1 AZ, which says put 1 Pokemon into your hand, discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. Now, this is just case maybe they do have an Eviltal, they do have a Baby Landorus, and they smack your Aegislash, and like, oh, well, you know what, we're just going to AZ it. Pick it up, put it in your hand, discard those metal energies, put it back down, Metal Links, maybe attach, sitting in, and now you're attacking with Aegislash with no damage on it, which is pretty cool there. 2 Coerce, because your bench is going to be filled. 2 Lysander, just in case if you are in a Toad Lock, you could Lysander something up. 4 End, 3 Sycamore. You need to conserve your cards, so that's why we play 4-3 instead of 3-4. Or 4-3, there we go. 1 Zerosic, so you can discard a tool or special energy card. And this is to all try to help against the Sideswift Garbodor match. I'm not saying it's going to work out, but now you have options to try to beat Toad. You can maybe discard their tool off the Garbodor. If they don't get another one up, you're good, because that way Garbodor can't punch you and actually do damage to you. And maybe it gives Xerosic a special energy. You can Righteous Edge energy off. Maybe you can run the Sidestone Garbodor deck out of energies if they only play 3 to 4 waters. Maybe you can get lucky. Now you do play 2 Skyfield, and this is a cool thing you do here. Early game, you can fill your bench up, Skyfield, Shaman, draw some cards, and then when they put the stadium out, you can discard your Shaman, so that way you don't have to worry about them Lysander up, which is a pretty cool combo you could do here. I mean, you could play Steel Shelter, so that way Hypno sounds like lazier. You don't have to worry about it, but I like Skyfield more, so that way you can get rid of Shamans in some way. 2 Floatstone to give the Keldeos free retreat or anybody else, and then we play 3 DC, 7 metal. It's not letting me scroll down here. Let me try to click. It says 0 right now, but it's 7. There it goes. 7 metal and 3 DCE. Now the DCE helps you get a turn to Angel Slash. You can attach a metal. Next turn DCE hit for 60. But the main thing here is going to be used for Steam Blast. So that way you have 2 metals and a DCE. But that's the deck here. It's close to Dylan's, a little bit different. But hopefully you enjoy this deck, and let's see in action. Alright, so you're playing Mudkips 24/7. Playing a Fighting Psychic. There's not a water in his deck, so why is his name Mudkips if he's not going to represent his team? Tails, my opponent does get to go first. He does have the Mudkip hat, though. Alright, so Karina, Scorched Earth, Primal Groudon, Silent Lab, there's a Spirit Link, Professor Letter, and we'll start Keldeo here. We'll keep Shaman in our hand, of course. Yeah, we'll draw a card. Yeah, we'll draw a card. We'll draw another card. And wow, oh man, this hand is amazing right now. Hopefully my opponent feels threatened, because we drew so many mulligans that he will end us if he has it in her hand. But if he only has like a Karina, he might just opt to Karina instead. Oh, I mean, if his card's only Karina, then of course he can only Karina. Oh yes, yes, thank you, Mudkips. Oh never. Oh man. Okay. Okay, well, we can put a Klink down, we can put a DC here, and here we can just end our turn. Next turn we could Secret Sword the Groudon for 50. They would say Karina probably grabbing a Primal Groudon and a Switch. If I had to take a guess, there's a Primal Groudon, show me Switch, there's a Switch, alright. So he's going to switch out of this Wobbuffet, attach energy, and Primal Evolve. So my turn here. Still got a bad hand. We'll put an energy here, and here we'll just Secret Sword for 50. We can only hit 50 because Secret Sword needs a water energy to actually boost the damage. Here we see Karina. We see Battle Compressor, Mega Turbo. We could be in a bad spot, but here we see Groudon coming out, which we can actually Lysander up this Groudon and do some damage to it. There's a Spirit Link coming down. There's a 3rd energy on the Groudon. So here, I'm actually going to... Okay, let's put down Aegis Slash. Let's put a DC here. We'll Lysander up this Groudon. And here, we'll just do a good old Secret Sword for 50. Kind of loosen this Groudon up. He already committed a Spirit Link to it, so he needs a switch. They receive the 4th energy, go down to the Primal Groudon. There's a Primal Groudon. There's a Sycamore. Does he have the switch or not? Is the question. If he does, alright, we live to fight another day. And we drew a Lysander. Alright, so I guess we'll just we'll Secret Sword for 50. But if we just top deck a Rare Candy KlinKlang, we will win because Groudon doesn't play Garbodor. It just, it might play Silent Lab. There's a okay, so it does play Hawlucha. Okay. So he could knock us out Hawlucha. There's a switch. Okay. So we're going to see a switch into the Groudon. Now, does he have... What is it? Does he have a stadium or not? If he doesn't, he's only hitting us for 120 right now. There's a switch, bringing up the Groudon. Let's see. There's a Silent Lab, so he will hit us for 200 damage here, or 220. Yep. But he put a Silent Lab down, so that's one less Silent Lab we have to worry about, because Silent Lab gets through the Aegis Slash, which is always bad. He's already played Karina, so he doesn't have another supporter like Lysander. So we're going to set up Aegis Slash. Okay. So, put down Bronzor. I'm actually going to... do we Lysander up the Groudon? Okay, yeah, we'll Lysander up the Wobbuffet. Because, we can't attack the Groudon here. So here, we'll just end our turn here. And let's see what my opponent has here. Now, this Groudon does have a strong energy right here, so he needs another Silent Lab to actually hurt our Aegislash. But he'll need another Switch or Floatstone to actually get the Wobbuffet out of the active spot. Here we see a Verse Seeker for a Karina. One day, hopefully, I will see a supporter. Here's a Karina, maybe an Ultra Ball to grab a Shaman. Then we see a Groudon coming out. Okay. Now, if he grabs a Link, we could license up the Groudon with the Link and making it where he has to pay a Switch to retreat it, because we see a Fighting Energy already going down to his Wobbuffet, which tells me he doesn't have a Floatstone, because why would you commit an energy if you already have a Floatstone in your hand? There we see a Spirit Link coming down to the Groudon. So is he out of switches? He already burned 2. Yeah, so okay, we're alright. So I guess we can Bronzong. We can't Metal Links because Keldio's not here at the moment. We'll put a DC down here, and I guess we'll Verse Seeker, Lysander this Groudon, and here we'll just hit it for 40 damage. It's not going good right now. It's not going good for us right now. Just show me Shaman next card. Next card Shaman, we are good to go. There's an energy go down to the Groudon. There's a Trainer's Mill, maybe digging for a switch. There's a Mega Turbo, that's not a switch. There's a Battle Compressor. If you notice, he also put another strong energy on this Groudon, so this one can't hurt us either, unless he gets another Silent Lab down. So he would need Battle Compressor, Fighting Landers, and that's it. Here we see a Mega Turbo, putting another energy there. And let's see, he can't retreat, it needs a 4 retreat, it's even worse. He can't attack because it needs a 2 energy attack. And just to pass my opponent here, what do we top deck? Here, Bronzong, great. Let's see here. I guess I'm trying to debate. Do we start Metal Links or not? I'm gonna say no. We'll just Slash Blast for 40 again. Weaken this Groudon only has 100 HP now, so maybe we'll slowly knock it out here. Here we see a Silent Lab for Mudkips. There's a strong energy, so now he can hit us for 50 total. And if he flips heads, he could discard a DCE. Things are starting to get shaky on my side of the field. But if you notice, my opponent already played 20 cards, so he has a long. He's already had a lot of cards discarded from his deck. Now we get a Klang. Oh, we're slowly getting there, and here we'll just have to end our turn. Okay. Now the only scary thing here is if he drops a Primal Groudon and a Mega Turbo and attaches. He'll need a lot of cards, though. That's a lot of things to ask for. There's the Mega Turbo, but he doesn't have an energy in the discard pile. He already has 4, 6, 8, 9 energies out in play. Can't see Groudon playing that much more. Maybe like 10 to 12. And there we see another Rip Claw hitting tails here. And let's see, what do we top deck here? And in. Oh, we finally got one, kids. Alright, so here I'm going to straight away just Ultra Ball. We're going to discard In and Jirachi. Oh no, we should discard the Rare Candy. Oops. Here we'll grab a KlinKlang. Alright, finally KlinKlang is coming to the party. Putting that bad boy down. Here we'll put down a Heatran. We'll Metal Links and energy to it. Here we'll just end our turn. I don't know why I discarded the Jirachi. Just a silly mistake on my part. I should have kept it in my hands, so next turn we could maybe Jirachi, of course, and draw 9 cards. But let's see. Now, it's only by damage, yeah. So he can still Rip Claw some energies off, which could be scary. But now he can't hurt us anymore. The only person who can hurt us on the Groudon side of the field is Hawlucha. He could do some Flying Press, but as soon as he does that, we can hopefully draw into a DC and still drop it for knockout. So here's the pass my opponent. He didn't even bother to Rip Claw there. Alright, so we'll put a Metal Energy here. We'll Verse Seeker for an in. And we'll play it. We can Ultra Ball, discard the Metal and the KlinKlang. And here we'll get another Bronzor. I think it's a good play. Yeah, we'll try to get another Bronzong out ready to go here. Wait, do we even have another Bronzong? We don't. Never mind. Let's grab an Aegislash. Okay, put down Aegislash. Here we'll Metal Links to this Heatran. Here we'll just Slash Blast for 60. And next turn, we can knock out this Groudon here, taking our first 2 prizes. And we're going to make a slow but eventually come back. You can see how this deck works. It's going to take some time to set up the KlinKlangs and the Bronzongs. I mean, it took even longer because we didn't have a supporter. But once you do, you kind of just win the game here, especially against Primal Groudon, because they don't play Garbodor. What are you supposed to do against it? The only thing you could probably do on the Groudon side of the field is play a Regirock, but even then, it's kind of shaky. And my opponent, once again, he can, let me make sure, prevent all damage done to Pokemon by attacks from each of your Pokemon that has special, or not that one, KlinKlang. Prevent all damage, yeah, so he could still, oh, we do have a Bronzong, it just was in our hand. I'm silly, I didn't see it there. But, so he could be Rip Clawing us and trying to discard energies, but he's deciding not to. We'll put down the Bronzor. We'll put a Metal Energy onto this Heatran, and here we'll put a Floatstone on this Bronzong, and here we'll just Slash Blast for 60, knocking out the Groudon, taking our first 2 prize cards. Yes, there we go. Now, the Holo is going to come up and knock us out. There's nothing we can do about that. That's just what's going to happen here. It's going to Flying Press for 60, but next turn, we're going to Steam Blast and knock out this Hawlucha. He's going to take a hit here. We'll be good to go. I mean, what can my opponent really do after that? You need to play multiple Hawluchas and try to knock out our EXs here. We see a Computer Search, probably trying to grab an N. Maybe a Lysander, bring up KlinKlang and try to... nope, Hawlucha can't hit KlinKlang. But here we see a Strong Energy, and he's just going to hit us for 80 here. Oh, because Flying Press only did 60. Okay, that's a great play by my opponent there. I forgot that he didn't have that. But here we see a Verse Seeker, and let's see what he decides to grab here. His only 2 targets are these 2 Ada Slashes because Hawlucha can only hit EX Pokemon. Here we see an N. We already have the Heatran powered up, so we can knock it out next turn. And yeah, there's another Hawlucha, so we do have to deal with 2 Hawluchas, which I think will still be okay here. We'll send the Bronzong because it does have the free retreat with the Floatstone. And we'll put a Metal Energy to this Ada Slash. We'll Metal Links to this Ada Slash. Here I'll put down the Cobalion, and here I'll just Course. We get another Bronzong out, and we could put down the Skyfield, but I don't really see the point. Yeah, so we'll retreat to Heatran, and here we'll just Steel Drop for the knockout, taking a prize card. And next turn, we can Verse Seeker for the Lysander, knock out Hawlucha. It's already coming up to us and saying, hello, I'm here. But the Hawlucha does have free retreat, so that's a smart play by my opponent here. Now, if he doesn't have a Lysander, he needs to retreat the Hawlucha, or we're just going to Steel Drop this Hawlucha too. But he'll need a Lysander to actually do damage to the Aegislash or Cobalion. I'm just not going to put down Shaman or Jirachi. I mean, we already discarded Jirachi because I'm silly. And if we did that, we might actually be in trouble because the Flying Press could knock out Jirachi in one hit. He only has 90 HP, so 60, Strong Energy 80, Fighting Stadium 100. There's a lot of different combinations there. So what's Mudkip's going to do here? We see an N, which is a smart play by him. Let's see what I'll pick him next spot here. So we're going to put down the Skyfield. We're going to Sycamore Hand. We're going to Ultra Ball, discard the Xerosic and the N. Let's discard this Xerosic and the Rare Candy. We don't need the Rare Candy anymore. We already have a KlinKlang out. We won't discard anything else. And here we'll just Steel Drop for 80. We should have Metal Links. Oh no, we should have Metal Links before we got rid of the Silent Lab, which shut down. The Silent Lab actually shut down the Wobbuffet, which could have Metal Links. Or do we have any? I don't want to care about the Ultra Ball. There we go. We don't have any Metal Energies in the discard pile anyway. We have 3 DCs in the discard pile. Oh man, but there's the end for my opponent. My turn. We'll Ultra Ball these 2 away. We'll get a Bronzor. We'll play this Sycamore. Alright, so next turn, we still... I mean, we have the Verse Seeker in our deck. I know that for sure. So here we'll 80 and knock out the Wobbuffet. There's a Groudon coming to Axe Spot here. We're not worried about it. It can't hurt us. Can't hurt even our Pokemon. So we're just going to Verse Seeker and probably bring up this Hawlucha. Or if we draw it to an... Nope. It does 130, has 140 left. Let's see. What can we... I mean, I'm probably just going to Verse Seeker and knock out this Hawlucha. Here's the Hawlucha coming to Axe Spot here. Does he have a Lysander? There's a Verse Seeker. Gonna grab a Lysander here. Okay. Probably bring out the Cobalion. Okay. So they receive 60 damage. My turn, we're just going to Floatstone this Cobalion, put a Metal Energy onto this Aegislash, retreat to the Heatran, and a Victory Screen. So we're going to knock out that whole Luch there, take out the only attacker that can really hurt her EXs there. I was going to try to get the Aegislash fully powered up, but next turn we could have just brought up Wildfat, knock it out, and oh, we almost got the daily challenge from the Metal Pokemon. If you don't know, I've been picking a lot of my games based on my daily challenge because that seems like a cool way to do stuff. But hopefully through this video, you can see why KlinKlang is a strong deck. I mean, the beginning game, we didn't play a supporter for, I don't know, it's like 4 or 5 turns, but we eventually got a KlinKlang out, and once that happened, we won the game. What could Groudon do about it? And that's the thing with a lot of decks now. What can they really do about KlinKlang? I guess you have to worry about Crobat and Garbodor. Raichu you don't have to worry about because they play DCEs. Yveltal doesn't really do that much damage. And like most of these Pokemon too, you can just Heatran and knock him out with the Steam Blast or the second attack for 130, which, you know, like I said, knocks out most of the Pokemon that are 90X. But hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something new about KlinKlang. I think it's a really good deck for Worlds if people aren't looking out for it, if they're not teching for it, if they're just like, oh, I'm not going to run a KlinKlang, I don't have to play these cards, then they're going to lose to it, and that's bad. At Worlds, you need to make sure you can beat almost every deck with your deck, or I wouldn't play it at all. But hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty, bye.